Alright, so this is week 2 objectives. Reminder, I teach 2 different classes, so this one's for the world geography students. So if you're not in world geography, you should not be watching this video. Okay, US history, you'll have your own video. So I'm just going to go over what we're going to do for week 2. For world geography, it's pretty much the same thing as what we did for week 1. I'm going to try to answer some of the questions that I'm getting a lot of throughout the weeks, because I am getting a lot of messages and emails and stuff about things that are going on in the class. So I hope to go over all that stuff in this video. Okay, reminder, as this is being posted today, Monday, your first packets are due. Okay, so you need to turn those in Microsoft Teams. A couple of you guys have talked to me about not being able to turn it in, which is fine. Just make sure to make me aware of it, and I could just check it on your OneNote. Okay, but if not, like I prefer that most of you guys turn that in on Microsoft Teams. And on the last video, I showed you guys how to turn stuff in. Okay, so make sure that's turned in tonight before midnight, so that I can grade those. If you're not finished or you just barely logged on like today, okay, we did have a week 1 pack, and I do expect you to get that finished. You're just a little bit behind, so you're gonna have to catch up. And those people that have been aware of it and you didn't finish, okay, you're just putting yourself in a bigger hole, because now you have to catch up from what you missed first week. Okay, but you guys are completely capable of doing it, because I don't think these packets are too difficult to do. Okay, so reminder, today's packets, or week 1 packets, are due on Microsoft Teams. Okay, so we'll go ahead and get into the computer here. Remember, Microsoft Teams is like the main place to be for my class. Like, you should probably log on here and check every day, just to kind of make yourself aware of what's going on. I will send messages like on Instagram and Jupyter and Remind, but like all the assignments, these videos that I'm making, all this stuff is going to be posted on Teams. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and click on period 1. The first thing I want to go over before we go over the assignments is these discussion questions. Okay, so every day for or when your day is supposed to be meeting, okay, you should be filling out a discussion question. So for periods 1 and 3, you guys are on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You're always going to have a discussion question. So if you see here, we have 2 from last week. I only have like 10 students from each class or so responding to these. So make sure you do these every day of your block. Okay, for periods 2 and 6, it's Wednesdays and Fridays. Okay, all you have to do is log in, write a complete sentence, respond to the questions, and just turn it in. Make sure you do it as a reply. A lot of you guys are like typing it down here where it says start a new conversation, but all you have to do is click reply. So like whoever the last student was or whatever, you just click reply, and then that way I don't have a whole bunch of messages all over the post board. Okay, I'd rather just keep it all nice and organized. So that's one thing that a lot of students are like, what? I didn't know I had to do that. So every day when your class is supposed to meet, you need to be filling out a discussion question, okay, and get those done before midnight. Second thing, some of you guys might be seeing these optional meetings. Okay, a lot of you guys, I see some of you guys like logging in and then you like hang up, probably because you don't see anyone there besides me just looking like a fool or whatever. But those meetings are completely optional. Like, it's not part of the class. The people that have called me and like joined these meetings, they basically just needed help with their work, or just needed me to help them answer a couple questions. So if that's you, if you're sitting there and you're like working on an assignment and you have no clue what you're supposed to do, one of the links aren't working, you can't find something's going on with your computer, that's the time to kind of talk to me about these things. Okay, or if you just want to talk about like your situation, maybe the class is going too fast, you need some extra help, that's what those meetings are for. Okay, but you don't have to like sit in there for the 30 minutes of class time, because I know we have like our 30-minute schedule for this distance learning, but you don't have to sit in there and like just sit in a class. Like, we're not, so it's completely optional basically. Okay, just if you need extra help, come join. I could talk to you guys, I could show you stuff on my computer, you could show me what you're doing on your computer, and I can try to help you guys out. Okay, so those are my big 2 things. That's what I'm getting a lot of questions about, is like, oh, what am I supposed to do for the discussion post? Like, do I have to join the meetings, or that kind of stuff. Okay, so that's it for this. Remember, assignments, if you click assignments, you'll see where you're supposed to turn them in. Reminder, the last video is where I explain how to turn in, the week 1 video is where I explain how to turn in stuff. So week 1 packet, we have 11 out of, it says 45, but it's like 30 students. So 11 out of 30 students have finished. And this is literally due tonight by midnight. So make sure you're getting those done. And then now I posted the week 2 assignment for you guys to submit. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and switch to OneNote. On OneNote, here is our week, oh, my bad, I gotta switch to geography. Okay, so this is our week 2 assignment. Let me scroll to the top. Just a reminder, this should be in your folder. If it's not in your folder, let me know. But before you let me know, reminder, to sync your notebook, all you have to do is right click where it says the class right here. So mine says World Geography 2019-2020, but yours is gonna say like World Geography period 1 or period 2 or whatever. All you have to do is right click, and then you should have an option that says sync this notebook. So then you click sync this notebook, and then you should see like this little recycle symbol pop up. That means it's trying to sync up your laptop. Okay, if you see anything other than this circle here, that means something's wrong with your notebook, and you probably have to either, something's wrong with the internet, you might have to restart the computer or close OneNote and open it back up. But once that little circle goes away and all you see is the notebook, if you still don't see the assignment there, then we have an issue. Then you need to reach out to me, and then I'll help put it into your notebook. Okay? But anyway, so this is the week 2 assignment. Today, this week we're going to look at goals 4, 5, and 6. 4 is looking at quality education. You know, there are places around the world where kids have to go to school or have to go to work when they're like 10 years old instead of being able to go to school like you guys. I know some of you guys might not like waking up early and doing the work that you have to do, but you know, some kids would value the opportunity to be able to set aside like 5 to 6 hours a day to actually get an education, because obviously being educated will help you in the future. Okay, doesn't matter how long you're in school, but you know, you need some kind of basic foundation of education. So that is one of the goals of the United Nations, is to try to provide this good quality education for all people. Gender equality, something that's been a continuous effort to have equality of gender and gender roles. We had a topic this school year about gender roles and all that kind of stuff. So that's what that's going to talk about. And then clean water and sanitation. Once again, another thing we take for granted here in the United States, because a lot of us, you know, we have toilets that flush and we could take showers and we have access to drinking water, but there's people that have to walk like, you know, a few miles just to get like a bucket or a gallon of water to bring back to their house. I've seen videos where, you know, people have to take showers with buckets and all that kind of stuff. So things that we take for granted is not completely, is not stuff that's open to all people around the world. So you're going to look at those things. The United Nations obviously is trying to address these issues and try to improve them. Alright, so just go through this. Once again, you have the video. Some students were asking me, like, what do I mean by I say right here? Basically, the I say is just, what do you think about the video? Like, what is your reaction? What are some questions, some comments? Like, you watched this whole video. How do you feel about it after you watched it? That's basically all I want to know. Okay? Next thing is the summary, or the summary of the PDF file. A lot of you guys are being super, like, simple on explaining what the UN Sustainable Goal is. Like, for instance, with the hunger, some people were just putting that their goal is by 2030 to end world hunger or have zero hunger around the world. That's, I mean, it's pretty clear with just the title of the goal if that's what they're trying to do, but like, what are some of the things that they're talking about? Like, how are they going to do it? What are their efforts that they're taking? Who's involved? Maybe what places around the world are impacted more? So just, you know, a little bit more of an explanation there, okay? And then make sure you're trying to answer the number 2 question, like how at the local level is it impacting the world, or how is this goal impacting us locally? How is this goal impacting us in the United States? And then how is this goal impacting us around the world? Okay, and then the last one is kind of your interpretation. So like, after reading this PDF, how do you think this goal can be achieved? All right, and then all you guys are doing pretty good on the infographic stuff. The quote, same thing. They say is just a quick summary of the quote, and then the I say is like what Like, how do you feel about it? Just like the video. Like, after you read the quote, how does it make you feel? Do you have questions, comments, concerns? Can you connect it to things in your life? Can you connect it to things in the class? Okay. Same thing with the cartoon. They say is, tell me what you think the cartoon is showing. Describe the visual. And then the I say is like, what is the author trying to like tell you with this cartoon? Okay. And then lastly, the comic is supposed to help you like get a visual representation of how we can accomplish these goals. And then you're supposed to give me a list of ways that we can accomplish these goals. Okay, so same thing, same process, 3 goals, finish the packet, turn it in by next Monday. Make sure you fill in your 2 discussion questions. Whatever day you're supposed to have my class, you need to make sure you fill in those discussion posts. Okay, reminder, if you have any questions, it's the best way I know I asked you guys on the Flipgrid assignment what's the best way to contact you, but the best way for me right now and the quickest way for me to kind of like go back and forth is the Microsoft Teams app. So there's a chat function where you can just chat just with me and you don't have to like post it on the team board. That's probably the quickest way because I have the app on my phone. I'm on my laptop all the time and it just pops up on my alerts and I can just respond to you guys quickly. So that's probably the fastest way, but if you guys go back to my first video with the slides and all that, all those ways are ways you can contact me. Okay? If you know people and are in your classes and you talk to them regularly and you can reach out to them, make sure that they're on top of these things. I see a lot of you guys clicking on the assignments, but I don't see a lot of you guys doing the assignments, okay? So make sure you're actively participating in the class, okay? But that's it for the week 2 objectives. Good luck and stay safe and let me know if you guys have any questions. All right, Strickland out.